Well, I think as we look at emergency communications, you've really got the full spectrum represented here.
Yeah.
As TJ mentioned, Motorola is very proud to be part of the AT&T team that is part of the public-private partnership with FirstNet. That's obviously a huge development in public safety, probably the biggest development since the P25 standard for LMR.
I told TJ I'm jealous because I was trying to do these kinds of things for a long, long time. He actually did it.
So that's at one end of the emergency communication spectrum, and then obviously with Lori here from an NG 911 perspective, that's kind of the input, right? And so two very exciting programs, and I think as FirstNet and NG 911 folks have recognized, right, it's how those two things are now going to integrate to the benefit of our citizens and to the benefit of our first responders. That really is kind of the key, and it's where we're spending a lot of time. Everything from whether it's text to 911, video to 911, all of those inputs that are going to come in. All of those things now with a broadband network with priority and preemption that can now be delivered out to our first responders. And we'll talk about it in the challenges, but it creates a challenge in the middle of how do we parse through all of that data, because we can't inundate the folks on the front line. We need to send them just that information that they need and when they need it. And that's an area that we're working on. I think the other piece is we've talked about LMR, what people have used historically for mission critical voice, and now broadband for both voice and data. How do we integrate the two together? How do we make it seem seamless to the point that we don't care which device the user carries or which network they're on? It all just works, similar to what Wade talked about with the emergency alerting, right? It's technology agnostic, it's vendor agnostic, it's carrier agnostic.
Exactly.
And that's part of what
we don't
we're
want
bring.
multiple advices on that belt. We want an advice.